Welcome to Fast Five, where our panelists hash out 5 topics in 7 short minutes. Number 1, Maryland cyclist rides across country to raise money for pediatric heart disease. This is an interesting topic. Henry, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, you know, I think this is great. I mean, this is going towards a good cause for pediatric heart care. He covered 14 states in about 3 months, running 6-7 hours a day. He raised $15,000. I know he's still trying to continue to raise money, but you know, he took the bull by the horns. He saw a need and he addressed the need.
Yeah, he does have a GoFundMe page, and I apologize, I don't have that, but there is a GoFundMe page for this, and you can find the young man on Facebook. So, Ron?
I think it's commendable that somebody would do that. And he didn't train to do it. I guess he just started out, and each day was a training for the next day. So, right. But he didn't even train to do it. That's commendable. I don't know, he had to have somebody to keep his bicycle in repair.
Yeah, there was a crew or something that rode along. I don't know how that all worked.
At the end of the day, did he make any money?
I mean, he I guess 15 grand.
15 grand is what I believe went to the charity.
What it cost the team to go along, what it cost him.
I'm sure
did he make any money?
I'm sure he did.
It was for a good cause.
It was for a good cause. And it gave him some good
press, absolutely.
Some good press, yeah. But it helps other people to do things like that to make money.
And by the way, it's also of note to say that Charity Watch, what's the other one? The Charity Watch and the other one. Anyway, the charity that he's raising for is like 4-star. It's rated very highly. So we know that the money that was donated is going to be well used. We actually we may have him on the show at some point if we can get him, just for fun.
He's not that far away by now.
No, absolutely. Okay, solar eclipse next Monday?
Next Monday.
Yeah. What do you need to know?
I was in a meeting this morning. The lady tried to get the glasses.
Oh, you can't get them anymore.
And she found a pair for $340-some.
Okay.
But she didn't buy them. But then she did find, I think, 4 pairs for $40-some. It's a big deal. The bad thing about for where we live, we're only going to see, what, 80% of it.
Right.
We're not going to see the full 100%. So there's a ban from, what, Oregon to
the Carolinas.
To North Carolina, that you'll be able to see 100% of it. But boy, I know Rodney Martin, who used to run our center here at the Board of Education on Commonwealth Avenue. He's having a field day over what's going to happen to see that. And it starts like at 1:18 in the afternoon.
Yeah, 1:15 is when it starts locally, and it's done 3:59. High points at 2:40. When we should have about 84% coverage.
That's,
you know, I remember.
Will it get dark?
Now, I remember when I was in high school, we had an eclipse come through Washington County, and this was back in the 80s. Most important thing: don't stare up at the sun. Okay, sunglasses aren't going to protect you. Honestly, don't even take your cell phone up there, because you could easily damage the elements on your cell phone because of how magnified the light ring is going around. So, you know, some common sense, that's why they're selling the special glasses. But it's really, truly, I did take a picture of it. I had the lens cap on, took it off, snapped, put the lens cap, and it's one of the most awesome pictures I ever took in my life, because of how bright the aura was around the moon. Everything else just sort of faded away in different shades of color.
And what would happen if you used your old 3D glasses? Remember those things we used to
I don't think
that's...
I will tell you, though, that the Herald Mail reportedly is going to be live streaming
there you go.
The event in Hagerstown. So do a shout out to our friends at the Herald Mail Company, which is a sister company, if everybody doesn't know, to Antietam Broadband, who is kind enough to produce this show for us.
Great.
So yeah, so you can see it live stream. All right, let's go on to the next one. Baltimore is one of the most dangerous places to live, Ron.
I read it, and goodness gracious, they rank right in there with Miami, Florida, and with a couple of major cities in the country that I never thought would be in that precarious situation. Is it dangerous? I spent a lot of time in Baltimore in my life. I've never felt any problem of danger. I know a lot of people, local judges, et cetera, and lawyers that grew up there, I've just never seen it. Was there a couple? The amount of people I think in certain neighborhoods that are being killed is what escalates.
Ron, that was then. This is now. You know, we've seen.
Not still go.
I understand,
Yeah.
but we've seen a lot of deterioration of the inner cities, and Baltimore does have a problem. I remember Baltimore through the revitalization when Inner Harbor was introduced, and how improved the city was, and you felt comfortable walking around. I would still feel comfortable in the Inner Harbor area, the more tourist traveled areas. Out into some parts of Baltimore, I wouldn't feel so comfortable after dark.
Yeah, we walked to Sabatino's, which is in Little Italy in Baltimore.
That wasn't bad.
The evening that we went there were some. I was a little nervous.
On the corners?
Yeah.
Okay, there are narrow streets there anyway.
Yeah.
I love Sabatino's.
Oh, I do too. But that's another story for another topic as well. All right, Donut Alley Rally draws hundreds of participants. That was this past weekend, last Friday.
Let's see, it had about 550, and most of them are local. It was won by local people. A fellow who used to run for South, Muriel Borland, who went to North and graduated several years ago, and another individual won the adult side. Great fundraising activity goes to Wounded Warriors and a couple local
charities.
Warrior charities. You know, give kudos to Crumpies. They really are involved. They have multiple activities in our community.
They do, and you know, from a marketing standpoint, I mean, number one, since I've been knee-high to a duck, I can remember lines in that alley to get donuts when they open up at whatever time in the evening they open up. But I think I think Max and the team have really taken it to the next level at this point.
They have,
and it's been an interesting process, and it's great to see. It is great to see the brand that they have developed as this little tiny shop. You know, it really is.
My cousin lives in Portland, Oregon, and they come in all the time, and they just came in, they bought a shirt. The shirt wasn't what they thought. They called. They said, keep the shirt and we'll send you another one. That's the kind of marketing that Rudy, he dealt with the issue. That's the kind of people they are, just class.
Okay, we've got about a minute left. The Kapernick controversy, boy, that's a tongue twister. Why are we wasting our time on this? That's my opinion. Henry?
He's not at the level of his skills today, is not a starting NFL quarterback. And the coaches know it. The team owners know it. That's why his phone's not ringing. The fact that he is a distraction potentially in the locker room, that's the nail in his coffin. I don't think they've ganged up to say, hey, we don't want him in the league. If he was a Super Bowl winning quarterback, if he was a Tom Brady in skills, people would be knocking on the door and they can overlook some things that maybe we do not philosophically agree with. But he doesn't have that skill.
Well, the Ravens took a look at him, and they did not want to risk what would have happened to their season with him there. Yeah. So he brought it on himself.
Yeah. Now, frankly, there are a lot of others that are joining in the. There's a lot of others now that apparently from Pee Wee up are deciding not to stand for the national anthem, and that's a separate issue that we'll get into.
Well, Marshawn Lynch, who used to be with the Seattle Seahawks and now went with somebody else. You know, he's not at the top of his career either, so he's going to join in with the sitting down.
Yeah. All right, that's the end of Fast Five. Next up, we have a brand new segment on the flip side. It's called Thumbs Up and Thumbs Down. Stay tuned. We'll be back.